Okay, so I've been having problems not getting an oil to my chain, so I'm going to show you how to fix that and try to diagnose it. So I find that this is one of the most important tools that I have on the farmstead, but maybe you can leave down in the comments what you think is your most favorite tool and most useful tool. All right, let's get started. I'll show you what we got to do. So the first thing we're going to do is with this wrench right here that comes with your saw when you buy it, we just loosen these up, which I kind of already pre-loosened a little bit. So loosen them off and take them right out. Get them off. And always remember when you're taking off your bar or resetting your chain or whatever, and you're taking these off, to put them somewhere you don't lose them. They're like a pain in the butt if you don't have a spare, right? So we're going to take this off. So one of the first things you're going to do, though, we'll just get this chain off of here. You're going to check the oiler hole right here. Now I already done this. I've taken it to work and blew it all out with the air hose. That's the best way to do it. But you can use a little screwdriver. You can, you know, just make sure you're wearing safety glasses and whatnot. Yeah, you can use anything, paint scraper, screwdriver, whatever fits in there, and clear out all that, anything that might be in there, because definitely down in these little holes, these are your oiler holes, and they could be plugged, so there's no oil getting in there. And then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take this clip off, which is just an easy clip. You just, again, use your tool that they gave you. Just flick that clip out of there. Let's get in there, get that. Again, don't lose that piece, or break it. Try to be gentle. And then we take this little plate off of here, right? This is just like a washer for your drum here. Okay, so now that you got your little washer and your clip off, you want to pull this drum out. This is your gear that drives the chain, which you can see there's wear there too. So this is a 2-in-1 video, I guess. I'll probably get that replaced too, but you should get it replaced when it starts getting more like that. All right, so the way I did this, and other people do it differently, they take the spark plug out, which is up here, and they stick rope in there. I haven't quite seen how they did it right, but how I did it is I got my Stihl wrench, put her on there, and then what you got to be very careful about, and I'm not even recommending you do this, but what I was able to do is I was able to put a wedge right there at the fan. You can see right here. So right there, I just put something in there. So when I turned the clutch counterclockwise, because all clutches are counterclockwise on chainsaws anyways, it'll jam it, and then you can get it free. Now it's pretty tight, so, but I was able to loosen up. So you take this out here. Let's get that off. Reverse thread. She's off there. Okay. I'll clean that up a little bit. And there's a little plate here, right here, and right underneath it is the oiler part right there. This is the issue I'm having right here. So what I think is happening is, I'm not sure how that comes out. Shoot. Okay, so you need to get this worm gear out of here like this. And I noticed there's some damage right here on the thread. You can see that. This is just plastic, right? So we're definitely gonna have to replace this whole thing. That's where the damage is. But if it's not that, a lot of times it's just this little metal piece here. If it's starting to spin around, and it's free from this piece, which means it's not turning enough to get you oil. So you might even get some oil, but I'm getting absolutely none, which means this thing is just grinding up right in here, and you can see that threads are really bad right there. So we'll replace that part. Okay, so now that we've got it all torn down, I even have the oiler tube out. What I noticed is if, okay, so I got my new got my new worm gear right here. Okay, all the threads are in good shape. The pin is nice and solid. So if you're not getting any oil and there's no damage to this at all, then that means it's probably just this little thing here that you can replace for about $6 from Stihl. But here's what I have on there, okay? So what I found was the problem was the actual pump gear. So this is the pump, it goes down in here and the hose attaches here. But what happens is this little worm gear in here, it seized on me, okay? So it was causing that damage, so I had to replace the pump. The one thing you want to remember when you get a new pump is you're going to want to steal this little rubber stopper here. So it has to come in here. It's the one thing that it doesn't come with. So that's all you got to remember. So let's get to putting it back together, shall we? So first we're going to take that off. Let's get that rubber out of there. There we go. Put it on our new one here. Where'd you go? There he is. Goes like that. Pretty fair enough, simple enough. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our hose. That's right here. So this is your little hose. This goes in there. This is your little filter to keep all the dirt out of there. So we're going to connect that. Get that in there like so. Basically just slides on real easy. Easy peasy. Slide that on in there. That's it. Get it in there. And then you're going to work with it, but you got to get that rubber in there. So we'll get that in there. So we'll come back after I get that little set and I'll show you how to put the rest in. Okay. So now that we got our hose in here and it's attached, we got our 2 bolts in here, or nuts or screws, whatever you want to call them, and then we have that pump stuck back in there now. And I put the worm gear in, which you can untwine, but it should fit in there and it should run freely. Now we're going to put in our, this is our emergency stop switch or whatever they call it. I don't know the exact word for it, but it's for our, when you get some back cut or something and the saw wants to come back at you, it hits your forearm and then it'll lock the clutch down so that the chains will stop moving. So we'll get that in there. You just slide it in there real easy like so. Put your set screw in. Just like that. So pretty easy. It's attached to here, which is fine. And then we want our plate. This is your protective plate right here, like so, right? Okay, so the next thing we want to do is, I believe, is we want the clutch. We're going to want to put this clutch back in. Now remember, it goes reverse threads and it will tighten itself, so I'll just get a little snug with the wrench, right? So I basically just do one of those, and that's pretty much it. There's not much you can really do to it. I mean, you can put the rope in the spark plug section, or you can stop your fan on the other side, but be careful you don't break your fan. Okay, so we're gonna put remember we needed a little bit of grease, just a little tiny grease here. That's just enough to grease it up a little bit. Put that on there like so. And what we're gonna do is get our sprocket in place, which I should have got another one. Just so you know, you should be buying this stuff from Amazon because it's like $25 to do it. Now make sure that this little notch right there is gonna fit over top of the pin, which I can see is right here. If you don't do that, well, it's not gonna work properly. Just kind of want to make sure we double checking it here. Okay, all right. So now we have our sprocket washer, and then we have our clip ring. And don't lose the clip ring, man. You won't like it if you do. So basically you just slide that back on there like so, and everything's in order. And we'll take our plate here. I'll just get that back on there, and this thing here is your anti-shock sponge spring. Okay. There we go. I have the screws here somewhere. And basically that's about it for that. It was pretty simple. I mean, it's very easy to pull apart to do that. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna get the screws in here. I'm gonna get the bar on and the chain on. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blow this out at work, get all this inner stuff cleaned out where it's all dusty and everything. It hasn't had a good blow off in a while. Get the air filter out. I do have to clean up the spark plug a little bit. And then we'll give her a shot and see if she's spitting oil, which she should be doing because we fixed everything. We replaced it all. All right. All right, so now we got the chain on there. I made sure the port on the other side was clean. I know I got a little dirt here. That's because I'm doing it in my kitchen. But yeah, don't recommend that. So it's really simple. Just kind of hide it in there. And we'll adjust the blade in just a second, which is just a really simple tension thing. Everybody has a different way of doing it, I think. All right. So we'll get that on, and then now we're gonna have to get some oil in it and see if she works. And we'll do that, and I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so we got her all fixed now. Let's give her stirred up. Now, the quick, easy way of most stills, most chainsaws, all the way down. Pull until it turns over. There, turned over. Flick it up one. Alright, let's see if she's spitting oil now. And there, the oil is actually coming out now, so you can see as it's spraying up and down there. So we got a fixed chainsaw now.